Yeah!
Oh, okay.
And there's the logo.
We were
Which means the show's going to come.
Remember how excited we were when the logo got animated?
David drawed it. Didn't you draw it?
No, it's Amy Silver. Amy Silver did that.
There's Mary Lynn.
There's Mary Lynn, and we zoom in on our two fellows.
Bob is jogging.
There's Bob.
Way too much fake energy. Let's get my acting coach in here.
Yes, instructed Bob to produce all kinds of false energy. People really respond to it, I believe. And he's particularly good at it.
What did you tell David to do?
Yeah, what was
David's direction?
I directed David to act wan and listless, as though he needed to sleep, or was in some way under some medication, which he may well have been. Now, my comments just now are brought to you by Mrs. Whiffle's Frozen Kitchen. Mrs. Whiffle's 4-layer bean pie. What's better than 3 layers? 4 frozen, now warm. I can't read this crap.
Wow. Thank you, Bob's acting coach.
Is sort of like a lot like my work with David's kids. Oh. You know, each year I raise money for them just to keep them going.
David, it's not the same thing. Those kids are illegitimate children. You have to...
Joining Bob and I today are Jay Johnston, Bill Odenkirk, and also Brian Posehn.
I'd like to extend a personal hello and welcome to Jay Johnston, who is joining us.
Thank you.
I deliver elderly people to food. How you doing, old-timer? It's good for the old people, and it's good for the food.
You know what? That's actually very similar to my work with David's girls.
David, hardly. Paying models to wear paper clothes and have pillow fights is not charity work.
Oh, I know. Then that's like my work with David. That's my boy, me.
Hey, there's my mom right behind you on the right side.
Yep, David's
Holy
David
moly,
behind there.
the blonde. She's not too happy.
There's Jay's mom.
I do love her, though. She's my mom.
You love her because
What's
she's
so
your mom?
damn funny about that?
It's just kind of funny, though.
Well, she's
You
my
met her
mom.
through a service.
Well, yeah, mom service. She's a great mom, though.
I've got a phone call I have to make.
Well, whoa, who are you calling?
Oh, it's not...
Oh, here's Bob using the cell phone. This is
That was the first cell phone, actually.
That's right. These was right after cell phones were invented.
Yeah,
Cell phones.
little cell phone.
6s.
Yeah?
Cell phones were really new here.
Right.
Bob was kind of bragging we didn't even need it for the sketch, right? He
Yeah,
was just the first guy to have one, and he was being kind of a dick about
Actually,
it.
we were way ahead of our time because this was shot back when Adidas only had 2 stripes. We added the extra one.
Yeah.
You know, just to kind of...
For legal reasons, in
Right.
part.
Yeah.
We didn't want to
So
do
now look
This
at
is
it.
me, and the premise here is call the next sketch to get the show going. Ask them if they'll start
We
performing.
Was
should have
this-
called for help.
The first time you played a blind guy, also? Because you did that a couple of times. Is
Yeah,
this the
it's
first
getting
blind?
a little old.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know when I did another blind guy.
I can't remember.
He couldn't
The
see. Remember that
blind
guy?
sketch, maybe?
Oh my God, you're right, Brian.
It's even called it.
Funny. Thanks a lot. You're a good man. And,
They're just
you brighten
easy
my day.
targets.
Right on, brother. Right on.
Okay, really gotta run. Goodbye now.
How are they going to find me?
Panel, Gary.
Bob?
And the devil...
I don't spend my day fucking around on a television show. I have a company to run.
What scene
All
is this,
right.
David? You're blind and...
It's the charity thing.
Oh, right.
What happens in it again?
People want to do things for the blind out of charitable reasons.
Guilt.
Oh, yeah, right.
And David here is playing a blind guy, and he's talking to the wrong camera. Very funny.
Well, kind of mean, actually.
Actually, we had a blind director that day. David was doing...
Small as
not
letting
trying
them
to
read the paper,
do an
or as
insulting
big as a
joke,
weekend
but
at the
method,
zoo.
too.
It gives a sense of purpose to their otherwise meaningless existence.
Oh, now tell the story about that, Bob. How you hopped in.
That is a real Hollywood movie premiere. that
Real
you
red
just-
carpet. Real
I
red
don't know
carpet.
what movie it's for.
years, handicapped
we just
people
heard
have
there was a
donated their
premiere.
time to
We
give
got in our
just a
car
little bit of
and we
meaning
got
to
the
these
camera and
otherwise
we raced
sad
over
and
there
hollow
and
individuals.
we got out of the car. One of the
Time
cameras
telethon
set up at the end
small
amongst the
anonymous
crowd of
gestures. Handicapped
crazy
people
autograph
are
seekers,
there
and we
for
walked down this aisle, and they didn't question us.
it looks like we actually belong there.
That's
but we do
genius.
not.
So
Just
great.
squeezed your way into the end of
Yeah.
that line.
So much of our stuff was stolen shots.
That's how I got
Well,
on
this
Mr.
season
Show,
especially.
actually. I just showed up and they didn't ask.
Jay wasn't supposed to be in anything. He just was.
We stole Jay.
We had permits like season 3 and 4 for a lot of stuff, right? But this one.
There's Jackson Blackson.
There's Jay.
Oh,
Jay is
yeah.
Antonio Banderas.
Jackson. Paul doing,
Oh, yes.
I think, your favorite character.
The best. The
The
best.
one that we were... it was
Mr.
like,
Yakamoto.
When can I do Mr. Yakamoto? When can I ever
It's from my cabaret act, which I used to do.
leave? Well, how does it go?
Oh, well, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to a special guest, an old friend of mine who's just stopped by. Here he is, Mr. Yakamoto. And
Gong.
the band would
Yeah.
play, right? There's a gong, and then play.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey! And I would
Yeah,
come
right.
on,
Hey.
And, hello, hello!
Right
so
on.
sorry.
Very nice.
I eat the dog, or whatever. And then people
Pee and
would say,
Coke.
boo, boo,
Right,
that's
yeah.
offensive. And I would say, you know what, you're right, ladies and gentlemen. I tear the wig off, put on a turban, and people get mad at
Yeah.
that. I take that off,
Right.
and I pick up a shillelagh, and I'm drunk, or whatever.
Right,
And then,
Fireman's hat.
yeah, it was around the world.
I'm a drunk fireman Irish.
Around the world offensive thing. That people,
Right.
by the 50th or 60th country, they got the point, and then they were with me.
Wow.
But that was a tough hour and a half. The
You were
first
making a
hour and a
point.
half of that.
You were making a point
I
in
was
your
making a
comedy
point.
about how
That I can do
people
accents.
judge.
Oh, yes, and how people judge.
What's wrong with you? First you ask me to marry you, then you ask me out, and then you try to grope me? You need help.
Punch the wall. I'm gonna punch you. You better not, Buster Brown.
Here
Why
is
is
a
David Sanborn here?
real crazy transition here. We scene ends with David coming on as a doctor and.
Did you notice that
making up this-
we froze, but the subway didn't for a moment?
That makes it all the more.
Hey, the
Unreal.
subway's got to
never
run on
trust
time.
CGI. Never trust them.
That was a good freeze.
I
though,
loved
you
where
gotta
this
admit.
sketch went.
This was
I did
what-
too.
The
This
sketch,
was a big argument.
This was the thing. This was the first thing I pitched to you guys, but then didn't have this great ending. It just kind of ended, and then
Gay guy takes
you guys turned it into this piece. Magic, magical shit.
Taki mushroom.
utters nonsensical advice which only our biker can translate and transcend. My program.
No, I love these two doctors. They really.
I'll be
Mike
at the
knows,
holiday.
Mike
Yeah, this is something that I just riffed the first time we did it, and it worked, and it was funny. And then
Isn't the
this
spotlight
is
weird
not-
here too, or is it the next thing?
No, come on, dude.
Look, everybody went back to their original positions.
When Bob
Jay
comes
Johnston,
back, the
hot
spotlight.
dogging it as usual.
Well, come on. I had to take a different pose. So
And there's Alyssa Milano in the very front.
No.
I swear to God, right
Yeah.
behind.
Alyssa Milano.
Somebody pointed her out to me in the audience, and all I could say to her was, "I saw you naked."
Holy baloney.
Right behind Bob when Bob puts his giant head down. You'll see.
What'd she think of that?
She laughed. She giggled. And now we're engaged.
And that was the only time I was allowed to just have my hair just natural.
Only time you didn't wear a
I'd
wig.
ask and, well, whatever. I think it looks good. whatever.
Oh, and you see that guy back there? That's David Cross.
To undermine my system, ignore it.
With the glasses.
Every taping.
Yeah. You guys were cool, man. You guys were cool.
It was fun having you.
Biker!
Yeah.
You got me from my air quotes. I do good air quotes.
Fight the false doctor!
There she is.
A lot of
Wow, look at her go. Holy shit, what's going
And
on?
then look out.
This is a
There's
great
some real
fight.
great fight.
Now, you guys just
Great
riffed that,
fighting
right?
here.
This
Oh, yeah.
wasn't choreographed.
Totally not choreographed.
One left.
Oh yes.
comes Droopy.
Oh yes.
And this is a hilarious
Oh,
scene.
man.
I love this. Great.
Now, Bob and I had an argument about whether or not this character and David's character were best friends, or if
Yeah.
they just ran into each other.
I think they
always
work
contended-
together.
I always thought they were friends.
Best friends.
Yes.
They were the only
They
two
hated
people
each
that could
other,
stand each
didn't
other.
get along with each other, but were best
And
friends.
Bob
Yeah.
would say, no, they're
But
not
they became-
friends. They're just around each other.
Right.
They're not really.
Well, they had the same job, and then no one else there liked them, and so they started
People
hanging
who
together.
I love how angry she gets at him.
Good.
And the tongs in the foreground.
Yeah.
All
He should have a movie.
He's good.
He's the
And
worst
Droopy's
asshole
based
in
on
the
a real guy, like,
Yeah,
right? A
we
roommate?
talked about that. On the
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Was Droopy in the first season?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, sure.
What scene was he in?
Founding Fathers.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victory.
Yes.
Keep the
got
charm.
her.
The charms. I love it.
What an
Nice.
asshole. What a delightful asshole.
Rarely do you
Speaking
get
of
the opportunity
assholes.
to really show
This guy's
something. Yes, David.
A little.
These guys met at an asshole
Summer
off. That's
scarf.
what it was.
You gotta have a scarf in the summer.
Exactly the way I pictured it from the script, from the printed page.
Can I please say
Exactly
that
how-
when I first met David, this is exactly how he looked?
And behaved.
You did.
He
Your hair was like that, and you had those glasses.
And
he
then you took
behaves
me
like
to the
this a
mother
lot.
load, and
That's
things were never
right.
the same.
And now it's not the Diamond Club anymore. It's called World.
Oh, really?
As of this recording, and I imagine it's still a wonderful disco.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful place to dance your troubles away.
It was crazy that we were doing this show in the back, in a small room in the back of a lame,
Yes.
bad Hollywood dumbass disco.
Where
Everything
Sometimes
was
the club
carpeted,
would be
everything.
open
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
we were doing shows, and
Yeah,
you'd hear
yeah.
And nobody
the
was
lamest
there.
music
What's
ever.
And you'd hear like,
Hollywood discos you hear about.
Hey, wait, you
Yeah.
guys, let's talk about this.
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy,
Dicky
here we go.
Crickets.
This. What did this idea come from, Paul
This came
Tompkins?
from
A thing that Bob did on stage.
On stage.
Talking about how come nobody does this anymore. There's no more megaphones.
I saw an Al Jolson documentary on some entertainment channel, I don't know which, and it
Al
was
Jolson
really
channel?
funny because they kept cutting to people who'd known him, and everyone clearly hated him. They all thought he was terrible as a person. They were his assistants. You know what I'm talking about, right? The guy was like, he was an unhappy man. He was selfish. He wouldn't pay for anything. He was cruel. He was cruel to me. I was his assistant for 30 years. He never said a kind word.
He gave me
and then they would
cancer.
all say, but boy, could he sing. And then they cut to Jolson going, oh, I want to go out with you. It just, what? It was like a joke. It was like they meant it as a joke. They knew, like, after he says, boy, could he dance, put on that tape of him just dancing like shit. The one thing about him, you gotta admit, he could write lyrics. Oh, I love my tie, I love my tie, I got my tie around my neck. Oh, ties, 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 tie, tie, tie.
It's not that bad.
And he was polite. He would always...
This is the Glorious Vista Theater, where they had a brainstorm and took every other row out, so you could put your feet.
Great.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, you can cross your legs. You can fucking do it.
And
up.
Seeing a movie in business class.
Tom Kenny is really funny as this old man. This actually, Tom...
Everybody's great in this. It really tugs at your heartstrings if you have
Yeah,
them.
some
And I
people-
don't, and
There were
it
some
still made me...
Tom, this is actually...
Thank you.
This is you as
Like
an
that?
old man, right?
Yes.
This is...
Makeup was really
How
good
did we
for
get
this.
you as an old man to do this?
It's a temporal prostheses that are actually.
Oh, the makeup gets so bad at the end of the day when it was with all the lights.
It was really hot in there.
In the last
Watch
scene.
Tom's head flake off at the end of the scene.
But that really happens when you get old, so it's kind of
Yeah.
But I think
Lot of
ear,
latex.
ear hair makes up for that. The huge, copious ear hair that's coming out of his ears distracts you from anything that might be falling off.
Loved it.
Sports bra, lifts and separates. Sports bra, baby don't jiggle around. Wearing it all over town. Electric tie rack, it's so nice, moves ties from side to side. Electric tie rack, baby.
sort of like the real hair coming
favorite
out of my ears.
line about this is the thing about electric tie rack.
Yes.
The electric tie rack, it's so nice, moves ties from side.
That's right.
Electric tie rack.
What a great cup.
Something.
Moves ties from side to side.
No, something. Racking up electric ties.
Yes.
Like, wait, the ties aren't electric. It's like one of those weird things that slip through. Like, wait, the ties aren't.
We had fun in the room with that
We
one.
had fun. Yes.
Well, it was all downhill from there. People were all megaphoned out. Public's fickle, I guess. As for Dickie and the kid, I don't know where they are now. Tisha!
And that's a real hat I bought Mary Lynn from England, I went on a trip to Europe for a month and they didn't have a present. And then at the